I'm recording this project because I'm bored, I suppose. Well, I'm not bored. I'm actually, I've got a lot to do, so I'm kind of happy about that. But I thought for those of you that don't have a lot to do, you might be interested in how I build a suit. I know a lot of people that come to my gigs often comment about the suits that I make for stage. So I thought, well, let's film the process and you can just have a look at what it takes. But I have to preface this with one thing, which is I started a diet about 7 weeks ago, and as a goal I started to make a suit for the size of the person I thought I might be at the end of that diet. And here's a little something I prepared earlier. So, can you see this all right? So, don't look at the dummy because that's me. I don't want you to see that. So I made this suit far too small, anticipating that I was going to lose a considerable amount of weight. I'm halfway there and I have lost quite a lot of weight. So that's what I'm going to do with this project as well. I'm just going to cut here and then I'll put this on so you can see how much weight I've lost and why I'm going to make the next suit even smaller. And here it is. This is, so you can see I've actually, I think that was a good, I think I might lose quite a bit more weight actually, but when you saw it on the dummy, I couldn't even, it was kind of here and now it's here. So with the next project, oh, and I haven't set the sleeves in yet. I'm just doing this so you can see. The idea was I wanted this suit to look like a drawing of a suit. So I've painted all the marks. I haven't got any pockets in this one. Anyway, it's for stage, so it's supposed to be loud. So I can actually put a buttonhole on this and do it up now. But I'm going to wait until I see how much more weight I lose. I wanted to tell you all of that because this project that I'm about to do is going to be smaller than this. Now, whether I reach my goal or not is, we'll have to wait and see, but I'm going to try. So this will be a two-part project. The first part will be dyeing the fabric, and then the second part will be hoping that the fabric has come out close or similar to what I was aiming for, and then making the actual garment. But I'll just show where I went to Japan recently, and I learned a little bit of shibori. A little bit of information can be dangerous, I know that. So all you people that are really, really good at this, you might want to leave now because I don't know what I'm doing. But that's wonderful. There's a fantastic word in Japanese and it's called wabi-sabi. And wabi-sabi means finding the beauty in mistakes. I think that's probably what it means. Finding the beauty in imperfection. That's probably closer to what it means. And I love wabi-sabi because that means I can make mistakes and it's not the end of the project. It's just how am I going to proceed from here? And I make plenty of mistakes and no doubt we'll see them as we go through. But so this is a project that I did when I first came back from Japan. I bought a painter's drop cloth from Aldi, which was $9, and I shiboried, my version, a pair of pants. So these are the pants, and then I did not shibori the jacket fabric. I just dyed that. So that's the jacket. I don't know if you can see all of that. That's the jacket, and they're the Shibori pants, and I really like it. That's me. So this project is moving on. The project we're about to do is moving on from this. Let's see how we go. Anyway, this is Shibori. Sorry. So I use all those little bits of wood, but first of all I get my fabric. I told you this isn't, all right, that was painted drop cloth. Now we're going to change fabric. This is just upholstery cotton canvas. It's just canvas. So I don't know, it's about $15 a metre, something like that. So I've washed the size out so that it will accept the dye. And then I've concertina folded it quite evenly as I could without being anally even. So then what I do, these are my, I'll just make a bit of room. I'll make that out of the way. Can you see that all right? So get your blocks, and I'll get a little bit, actually I'll just lay them like this. 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 4. What have I got there? 2, 4, 6, 6. So you put them as best you can, just remembering that that's got this edge, this angle here has got a 4-way fold in it. So wherever, if I put my block over here, it's going to have a great big thick blue dyed bit, so I don't want it to be too thick. Having said that, it's so uneven, it makes a little difference anyway. So, but that's okay. I kind of like things a little bit raggedy ass. And then you get an elastic band, which I thought I had also. Oh, here they are. Thought I had it also. So you get an elastic band, put the band on, and then tie. So you just put your band on here like that, and then tie with some twine your packer's knot, which is a very special knot that I don't actually know how to do myself, but I'm sure you're much cleverer than me, and you can learn how to do it, or find someone that can. Back in a minute. So I got this clamp to hold down my blocks, and we'll see how we go. I've got a pair of tweezers just to, no, pull that round. And there you go. Got yourself a packer's knot. So anyway, you work your way down the length of the fabric. Oh fuck. Anyway, you'd be a bit more patient than I and do that all the way down to the bottom. I'm not going to subject you to this. Bye. And this one's a little one I prepared earlier. So I'll get my jacket out of this and my pants out of that. Okay, so we've tied up the little blocks on the fabric to make the pattern, ready for the dye bath. But prior to putting it in the dye bath, or prior to even making the dye bath, I need to soak the fabric so that it will suck up all that delicious indigo dye. Okay, so these are the big boys. I'm going to have to sit here and I guess just keep turning them round to make sure that they the fabric gets soaked all, all the way through. I can hear it getting sucked in. Can you hear that? Actually, can you hear that? I'm quite happy with that. That was the jacket, and this is for the pants. I'll just get it all absorb. I think these blocks of wood are absorbing more than the fabric. That's it. Turn that little sucker over and do it again. And I'm happy with that. Outside, you leave that alone. So this is the indigo. I wonder if I should put it in a small container and mix it. No. Whoa. The indigo. Soda ash. And sodium hydrosulfite. I can't get into this packet. I have to go and get a pair of scissors. And stir until dissolved. Oh, the colour looks gorgeous. Then, after it's all outside, leave it. Bad boy. No. You smell, but don't touch. Go away. Outside. Don't you get in this bath, Archie. No, it's not for you, and it's not about you. No. No, be a good boy. Leave. Okay, now I'm going to put the lid on this. So this, you can't let this oxidize because it loses its magic, man. See you in a few minutes. says to clean it with your hand, push it one way, which I'm doing, but it's all coming back. Oh, I hope that doesn't ruin the dye. Anyway, we shall see. Right, in we go. Now, Archie, get away. Oh, it looks yellowy green. Well, I'm not liking this, bits of scum. Oh dear, don't like that. Anyway, let's keep going. So I'm going to sit here for about 20 minutes and just turn it around. It looks very yellow, doesn't it? I'll go and put my timer on and... Can you see these little flecks of greenness in there? That's because it hasn't oxidized yet, and but it will. So I'll just leave that and let it hang, and it's all going a nice. Yeah, so there's still bits of blue, of green here. So I'll just let that. Just let the air get to that. I love the colour. It's just gorgeous. It's the darkest teal. But I don't know whether... Oh look, I'll have a look here. So we need to get the air to that, which will happen once I untie all of these knots, and then I can hang it. But before I do that, I just want to check whether I want to put it in the dye bath again. Okay, so I love the colour, but I'm going to take no risks, and I'm going to put it in for another go, because it's such a delicious colour. I want it to be as deep as I can get it. So I'll just give it another go, and I'll come back and see you in a little while. Bye. Okay, so I can't rinse this in my sink because I haven't got a big enough sink. So I'm hosing it down just to get the excess dye out. Look at that magnificent blue, it's royal. Look at that, and it's such a natural, beautiful, beautiful blue. Of course, the thing is, I've got no idea what this is going to look like until I undo those knots and get my fabric out on the washing line. And so that'll either be a wonderful surprise or a complete waste of time. So this is it. I'm too frightened to open it now. This is either going to be a disaster or a lovely surprise. Let's see which it is. Oh, I've been good. No. Right, here we go. Oh, oh, oh! So those green bits, see those little green bits? As soon as the air gets to those, oh, I'm liking it already. As soon as the air gets to these green bits, they will become blue, I believe. And if they don't, lime green and indigo blue is a wonderful blend. Anyway, a wonderful colour combination. Okay, here we go. Oh fuck. Oh no, no. There you go, look. It's not exactly what I was expecting. But it's really interesting nonetheless. So I'm going to get this on the line and then I'll let you see the whole piece of fabric. Sadly, it's not going to do that. But let's have a look. So we've got a kind of stripy thing. I'll show you what we've got. Right, so here we've got it. I was kind of expecting squares. That's what I was after, like that. Big blue and white squares, but I don't know, it seems to be coming in a little bit there. Not much. But I think I can do something with that. I think I can make something nice with this. Just stand back and have a look. See, the thing is, I can use these bits that have got squarey patterns on them. I can use that in, I don't know, the front part of the jacket, I suppose, if I wanted. And then, I'll think of something and I'll let you know. Onwards and upwards. Number 2. You know, if I do this again, I might get bored of it now, but if I do it again, I'm not going to use this sort of wood, this kind of compressed shavings, that sort of wood. I don't think it's very good. Love this colour. Let's have a look what we've got on here. We might have something completely different. No, not really. Oh yeah, these stripes. Why? How come? Yeah, no, that's okay. So this one's been oxidizing for, I don't know, 5 minutes, and all the green has gone, and it's really picking up that blue, that lovely indigo. Oh, love it! I could eat it. But I'm gonna hold off on that one because I know it's all gonna turn blue. And here it is. Remember what I said about Wabi Sabi? Well, this is Wabi Sabi. I wanted it to have squares like this on it, and remember I had it all concertinaed. So what's happened is the dye has only taken on the first couple of folds, you know, like that. So it's only gone through pretty much one piece of fabric. So I've ended up with a section of beautiful squares, a section of stripes, and some of it's got kind of ribbing here, and other parts are just stripes. So what I need to do now is decide within my suit pattern where I might want to use these stripes, these squares. And I love this piece here. This looks like a, I don't know, like sound waves or something. So I've got my pattern pieces. I shall place them and decide. This takes forever. I'll place them and decide where I want to have these special bits and where I want the majority of these stripy bits. So I reckon I'll get the legs down that way. I don't know what I'm going to do with this line that runs all the way through all of the pieces of fabric. I don't know. Let's wabi sabi it and find out. Hi again. So it's not a very good angle, but I've cut out all, here we go, I've cut out the pattern pieces. Took me, I don't know, a day and a half arranging and rearranging and saying, you know, where do I want this part of the design to be. So hang on, can you see that? So that's going to go on the front like that. Once that dart gets stitched up, it'll have a nice kind of effect there. And here we've got the lapel, which will be a bit darker, and add a bit of, there you go, a bit of that, bit of contrast there. This is me sewing up the jacket, and I'll try it on in a minute. It's finished. I didn't go with the blue fabric. I like this better. That's the nice bit of shibori. So I've utilised that on the lapel and on the pockets, but I also got a waistcoat for my new svelte self. I've got a waistcoat to go with it and a pair of pants. I'll put it on so you can see it, but I haven't put a button on because I've still got 2 more weeks to go on my diet, so I'm going to wait and see just how far up I can get that button done. At the moment I can do it up, but I don't want to have to cut the button off and do it again later. So how about I try it on? It's gorgeous, I love it. And here it is. Waistcoat. Hope you like it. I do.